Hello and welcome back. I'm your friendly neighborhood technician. Today we have a new addition to the channel. I didn't know I was going to buy this vehicle until I bought it, which is kind of weird. I was driving home and I saw it for sale, and it's something we've been talking about for a while. So the price was right, so we bought it. But don't worry, I'm not stopping videos on the 124. I'm going to keep doing those. I'm just going to start doing videos on something else also with it. So these are going to keep going. I'm still going to be trying to work on the V12. The V12 was a little bit more expensive than I thought it was going to be, and I may have bitten off more than I can chew, but I still have it sitting in the garage over there. So this is what I bought. 98 Dodge four-wheel drive. So so we have a horse and we need something to pull a horse trailer with. So can't pull a horse with a minivan. So this was there, drove by it on my way home from work, went around the block, checked it out, talked to the guy, and bought it. So maybe I'll set it up for camping too, something like that. Hopefully, maybe, you know, but to say this thing needs a lot of work is kind of an understatement. But that's why I bought it. I bought it because it needs a lot of work. I mean, that's how I bought the 124, because it needed a lot of work. So let's go through it. All right, here it is. I drove it home. It was about a mile from my house. Like I said, I drove by it. That's where the antenna used to be. You could tell the guy was a Raiders fan. So this may or may not need a new fender. But let's see, what else? The paint is not the best, but who cares? It's going to be an off-road pig. Oh, look. Here's a hood release. At least it's got decent tires and decent brakes, you know. It's got a few fluid leaks, but hey, that's how you know that the fluid is still in it. It's not too bad on the outside. At least it has a dash pad. Oh wait, that's covering up the giant hole in the dash. Okay. So the dash is going to have to get replaced. Steering wheel is going to have to get replaced. Oh, like the parking brake doesn't work. Parking brakes cable, or maybe this little flappy deal is going to have to get replaced. But four-wheel drive works. Cup holders are iffy. It's really hard to get that thing closed again. Oh look, comes with a nice seat cover. Yeah, let's just ignore that. Well, that doesn't open. Let's go see if that one does. No, oh wait. Oh, it's literally screwed shut. So this is gonna have to get, this door is gonna have to get fixed. From what I was told, hinges are gonna need to get replaced. Let's see here. It's got a 5.9/360 if you like cubic inches and not metric. Hey, look. More leaks. Yep, valve covers are leaking. Hopefully that's valve cover leaking. It's got a power steering leak. I'm gonna have to replace every single fluid known to man. Oh, by the way, it has a misfire on cylinder 4, so I gotta figure that one out. The firing order and the cylinder numbering are slightly different than Mercedes. Mercedes goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have no idea how these cylinders are numbered. Maybe it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know. Who the hell knows? But aftermarket power steering, aftermarket power steering cooler, AC condenser. I was told the AC works, the heater doesn't, but which I'm assuming is because on these trucks there's the blend door motor that goes on the bottom of the heater box. There's a little piece that goes between the blend door and the motor, and that thing likes to break. So we're gonna check to see if that works. The mileage on this thing is not the best. The mileage, I think the government rated mileage on this thing is a combined 15 miles per gallon. So I think I'm gonna do what I did to the 124 and replace the mechanical fan with an electric fan. And so I'm gonna have to look into that and see if I can get that working, and see if that's a possibility. Maybe I can get 1 mile per gallon extra. But hell, if you're on a 10-hour road trip, that's going to add up over a while. So, yep, I'm going to do a compression test on this, see if the Compression is good. But like I said, it's got a misfire cylinder for. Oh, I forgot to mention this thing has almost 300,000 miles on it. So that's going to need to get taken a look at. Hopefully it's just plugs. The guy said he's put about 70,000 miles on it and has not done plugs. So I'm definitely going to do that. Filter every single maintenance you can think of, I'm going to have to do. And then hopefully the misfire is taken care of. Hopefully it's not blow by the rings or a burnt valve, because well, it's not too terrible, because a re-ring kit for this engine is like $400, which is not a lot. So, you know, maybe I'll do that. Okay, so the firing order goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you got 1, 3, 5, 7, 2, 4, 6, 8, which is completely opposite and bass backwards for Mercedes. But that's neither here nor there. This is a Dodge. So let's, so which means that's 2, 4. So this right here is 4. So let's pull this plug out. Oops, a little dirty there. Nope, let's take it out. So you use your trusty 5/8 spark plug socket to get the spark plug out. Well, oops, there it is. Well, it doesn't look too janky. I was expecting worse. That might not be a good sign. Well, I just measured the gap and it's 45 thousandths. The spec is 40 thousandths, but still, if you look there, you can see that a lot of the edges are rounded off. You can see that the ground strap is kind of worn. There are not really any sharp points left, as well as on the center electrode there. You can see right towards the rear end how round it is. This thing basically, like the spark is going to shoot from the sharpest point to the sharpest point, basically. So, let's keep diving into it. All right, so we're gonna do a compression test on this bad boy. All right, so we got the compression tester in, and we have the coil disconnected, and I have the fuel pump relay removed, so it's not gonna be firing. So let's give it a crank. Now let's go see how bad this compression test is. I've seen better. All right, so I give it the old skeet with some gear oil in the cylinder. So I'm gonna go crank it again, see if that compression increases. A very, very small amount. All right, let's see what happens on a cylinder that doesn't have a misfire. Yep, 155 on that one. So I'd say this thing's gonna need some engine work. So the engine's gonna have to come out and it's gonna have to come apart. Then we're gonna figure out how far we're gonna have to dive into it. If anything, complete bottom end rebuild, but you know me, if I'm gonna take the engine apart, it's gonna get a complete rebuild top to bottom. So whether that means new heads on this one or what, but because I get the new heads on, or the heads on this engine like to crack, so I don't see why I wouldn't replace them if I'm taking them off anyway to do a bottom end rebuild. So that's probably what's going to happen. So yeah. As I look farther into this vehicle, there's more and more things that surprise me. One, that's not a power steering cooler. That's a trans cooler. So's that. And these lines also go to a trans cooler, but they bypassed this trans cooler, added this trans cooler, and added that trans cooler. You can tell because you can see the lines, the hoses for it go all the way up here to the top and then loop to right here. And then that goes back down to the trans lines. But if you look right here, this trans cooler line goes through here to there, but the other end of it has been capped off, and the one down here at the bottom of the radiator has also been capped off. I don't know why, but so my idea is keep this one, ditch this one, get some pusher fans for the AC condenser, because I don't know why you're going to want to heat up the AC condenser with hot trans fluid. That's literally the opposite of what an AC condenser is supposed to happen. It's supposed to happen in an AC condenser. You're supposed to cool down the refrigerant right here so it condenses, hence the name condenser, not heat it up so it evaporates. That's an evaporator. That's another part of the, that's over here in the firewall. So that's got to come off. And then probably a set of pusher fans right here. And then an electric fan right there to pull. But for that to work, I mean, it'll work, but it would be nice to seal this off too. If you could seal everything together. And if I could actually use the trans cooler that's in there, that would be fantastic also, because it's on the front side of the condenser and not the back side of the condenser. So it's not getting hot air pushed through it. It's getting cool air pulled through it or pushed through it also. But then I can use that in conjunction with the cooler, get rid of this thing, or maybe even move this thing somewhere else that's more effective for the function of everything else. Maybe I'll put it somewhere else. If I could put it lower or wherever. I mean, wouldn't hurt to cool the trans fluid a little bit more. So I don't care, but it just can't go there. Another thing I want to do, maybe put the get a second battery tray right there. Have dual batteries, especially if I want to make this thing a camping vehicle. Like this battery right here that's not even installed correctly. It's not even sitting in the tray properly. Like it's over the edge of over the tray. It's right here. It's probably not even the right battery, but that's the one that the truck came with. I mean, it doesn't even charge completely anyway. You can see right here. That'll go down. I've had this thing charging, see a little bit. I've had this thing charging for hours and it's still 80%. 79, look, it went down. If I leave it on 2%, it'll just say bad because it won't ever charge. Oh, the truck also has a Flowmaster on it. So it sounds okay running on the 7 cylinders, but if you look down here, there's a rust hole in the side of it. Yep, you can see right there. Flowmaster. So that's gonna have to get replaced. I mean, frame looks pretty rust free. No rust spots or anything like that, just a rusty hole in the side of the muffler. Well, thank you for watching. Welcome if this is your first time to the channel and gonna watch me work on this Dodge. I am gonna put the same attention to detail into this engine that I did on the Mercedes. If you haven't seen those and you want to see how far I'm gonna get into this Dodge, go watch all the M119, M120 videos, and then you'll see what I'm talking about with this. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna go through this engine, taking it apart, taking it out step by step, and do everything step by step. Specs, measurements, torques, everything that I can, every little bit of information I can get my hands on, I'm gonna relay to you guys. So thank you for watching. Make sure you give me that thumbs up, hit subscribe, and make sure you hit the notification icon so you get notifications when I post a new video. If you haven't, please go visit my Etsy, see if there's anything in there you like, or not. Just go visit it. That'd be fantastic. And if you're able to, go visit my Patreon and subscribe if you're able to. If not, thank you for visiting anyway, and thank you for my Patreon subscribers. Yeah, thank you for the Patreon subscribers. It means a lot, and it helps me keep these videos coming to you.